Hey, what's up everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks from the EPL on Saturday, February 18th. Well, guys, we have 8 games on the schedule on Saturday in the EPL, and we have Manchester City playing another match, we have Arsenal playing another match, we have Liverpool facing Newcastle on the road, and it should be a very, very exciting day in England. We have some other leagues as well, so make sure you check out those videos as well, guys. Get your free picks. Go to the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel and check those out, guys. Of course, subscribe and hit that like button. Like I said, guys, 8 games in the EPL, and we are gonna kick it off with this Aston Villa versus Arsenal matchup. That is a 7:30 a.m. game, and it is the starting game of the EPL on Saturday. We have this Arsenal team, the team that actually hasn't won any of their last 4 games, and 3 of those 4 games were in the EPL, and because of that, they have actually dropped to second place right now with the same amount of points as Manchester City has. But like I said, uh, Arsenal hasn't won any of their last 4 games, and they have been uh, not as effective as Manchester City has been this season. Aston Villa is actually on a 2 game losing streak in the EPL, and this is a pretty big game for them. They will definitely try to get a positive result out of this one, but I think that Arsenal is the team here that has most to lose in this game, guys, and they simply have to bounce back. They have to go for the win. There's no room for any calculations here, guys, and for that reason, I'm gonna go with Arsenal on the money line. It's minus 124. It's an excellent price on the better team, the team that is in a bit of a slump right now, but the team that has more quality and the team that has been far more consistent this season. So I'm taking Arsenal on the money line at minus 124. In the next matchup, guys, Brentford is hosting Crystal Palace, and this should be another interesting game for Brentford because they are actually undefeated in their last, I don't know, 6 or so games, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, in their last 4 games, while losing only one of their last 10 or 11 games. And in this head-to-head matchup between them and Crystal Palace, they got the only win, while the other 5 games ended in a draw. Now, it's gonna be a tight game, definitely, and Crystal Palace had some forward movement in their form and in their game. They have lost only one of their last 4 games. However, they haven't won any of their last 7 games. Defensively, they are not as solid as they would want to be, and their offense is definitely not on the level it has to be to compete with the top dogs in the EPL, and that's why I think that Brentford definitely deserves to be the favorites that they are here in this matchup. Brentford at home has lost only 1 game so far this season. Uh, they have far less injured players than Crystal Palace has, and that is going to have a huge impact on this game. We are getting minus 121 on Brentford here, who have been far better teams so far this season, and I'm going to take advantage of that, guys. I'm going to take Brentford on the money line. It's minus 127 right now. It's still a very good price on the team that is actually on a positive streak, the team that's in a great form, and the team that has been very consistent this season. So I'm taking Brentford on the money line. Brighton is hosting Fulham, guys, in the next matchup, and that is a 10 a.m. Eastern game, and we have two very good teams so far this season, and Brighton, I would say, has a little bit more quality overall. But you know what? They are actually equal with points at the moment in EPL. Both of them have 35 points. Brighton is sixth place. Fulham is in seventh, and both teams are actually playing in a pretty good form right now. Fulham hasn't lost any of their last 4 games, while Brighton is undefeated in their last 7 games, and they have actually won 5 of those 7 games. In each of those games, they have scored at least 1 goal. They also kept a clean sheet in their EPL matchup a couple of weeks ago, and they have been overall in a fantastic form. They're a fantastic team with a lot of great players. However, they do have a few injuries, and that has kind of reduced their depth for this game. Now, Fulham on the other side, we know that they are definitely a very, very dangerous team, the team that can score goals. And like I said, they're playing in a fairly good form right now, so I think this is going to be a very, very good matchup, very interesting game, and I think we're going to see both teams to score, guys. So that's what I'm going to go with here, minus 129. I think we see at least a goal on each side, and like I said, should be a very, very, very fun game to watch and to enjoy a decent football here in England in this matchup. Chelsea, guys, is looking to finally get a win and to finally do something against Southampton in the EPL. Chelsea hasn't won any of their last 4 games. However, one thing going their way is that the fact that Southampton is horrible this season. Southampton has lost 5 of their last 6 games. They have that one win, which was in the FA Cup or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But now they are on a 3-game losing streak, and they have lost to Newcastle, they lost to Brentford, and they lost to Wolverhampton. Even though Wolverhampton had a red card since like early in the first half, if I'm not mistaken, and Southampton still managed to lose this game. Now, Southampton did fire their coach after this. They still haven't found a new manager. However, until they do, I don't think that this team can do much. This is a perfect opportunity for Chelsea to get their offense going, to start doing something, to start creating something. And if they don't do something against Southampton, who is one of the worst teams in the league this season, I'm not sure against who they can do anything. They did lose to Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. They actually had a very good match, but once again, the lack of strikers in that team is something that everybody sees they're missing. And yet again, they signed like 10 players in the January transfer window, and none of those players was a decent striker. So, like I said, in this game, I think that Chelsea has to go for it. They have to do something. They have to try to get to the scoreboard more than once. And for that reason, guys, I'm going to take Chelsea team total over 1.5 goals, minus 167. We could go with Chelsea on the money line or I don't know, something like that. But then again, we are taking a bigger risk with a team that has been very inconsistent this season overall, and once again they are in a quite sloppy form right now. So I would rather take this Chelsea team total over 1.5 at minus 167. In the next matchup, guys, Everton and Leeds are facing off, and these two are, I don't know, maybe fairly even when it comes to quality, I would say. At some point couple of weeks ago, it looked like Everton is gonna do something. It looked like they are gonna finally start performing better. And then again, they did get a win against Arsenal 1-0, but then they lost to Liverpool 2-0. They haven't done anything in that game, even though Liverpool is struggling a lot this season. Leeds on the other side had a draw against Manchester United in the middle of the last week. And then they lost again to Manchester United over the weekend at home 2-0. And that was a game where they had a decent amount of chances. However, they failed to score a goal. And then in the second half, Manchester United woke up and scored 2 quick goals. And Leeds ended up losing that game. When we look at the injury report, guys, at the moment, Leeds is missing 5 or 6 players, and definitely that is messing with their depth. And I think that the overall performance would be better if this team had a little bit more depth. They still haven't signed a permanent head coach, and if I had to pick a side here, I would choose Everton because they have shown a little bit of, I don't know, improvement over the last few weeks since Sean Dyche arrived to the club. However, they're still not where they want to be, and they're still in the relegation zone. Both of these teams are in the relegation zone. I think that the first thing that these two teams are going to do in this game is the defense. And for that reason, guys, I will take something that I don't do often, and that is under 2.5 goals. It's minus 129. It's a decent price, and I know that it doesn't take a lot for a team to score a goal. It only takes one sloppy thing inside the box. It takes one sloppy free kick or something like that, and there's a goal. But like I said, I think that in this game both teams will try to defend first and then to attack, and if they score a goal, that's fine. If not, I don't know. So in this one, personally, I might actually skip this game, not bet it at all. But if I will bet it, I will take under 2.5 goals. Manchester City, guys, is looking to keep their winning streak alive, especially after knocking down Arsenal earlier this week. They have beaten Arsenal 3-1, and it was quite an impressive performance from them. We saw Holland finally getting on the scoreboard, and I don't think that this winning streak will stop against Nottingham Forest here. I know that Manchester City is playing in the Champions League next week, and they will be playing against Leipzig on the road, which is definitely not going to be an easy game. But now that Manchester City has taken over the top of the table, they will definitely do everything they can to not let it go. Um, Even if we see a little bit of a mixed lineup here for Manchester City, this team is still probably twice the time, like I don't know, twice as better as Nottingham Forest is, and I think they will get another win. And on top of all that, Nottingham Forest has 3, 6, 9, 11 injured players right now. I know that they have signed a lot of players, but seeing 11 injured players on the list certainly isn't helpful for Nottingham Forest. We can see that they are huge underdogs here, and Manchester City are huge favorites. However, we are getting Manchester City to win and over 2.5 goals at -114. Now that is a fantastic price if you ask me. Like I said, I know that City is playing in the Champions League next week. However, they will not become a sloppy team in this game, and they will get another win for sure. Because beating Arsenal and then dropping points in the next game doesn't really mean much if you do that. So there is a good chance that if Manchester City doesn't get a win here, they will lose the top spot once again, and that's something they definitely do not want. So I'm taking Manchester City to win and over 2.5 goals in this one. Wolverhampton, guys, is hosting Bournemouth in the next matchup in the EPL, and this is the team that has improved quite a lot. This is the team that is actually on a 2-game winning streak right now, while winning 3 of their last 6 games, and with that, they have actually went outside the relegation zone. They're now in 15th place, however, still very, very close to that relegation zone, and if they can keep playing as good as they're playing right now, get a few more points, secure themselves, give themselves a little bit of a breathing room, that'd be great, and I think that they're definitely capable of that. Bournemouth on the other side has won only 1 game on the road so far this season. They are not a good team. They haven't won any of their last 9 games overall, and even though they did get a solid point against Newcastle at home last weekend, I don't think that will mean much here, because Wolverhampton has actually become very effective when it comes to scoring goals. They have 5 in their last 2 games, and they are still a fairly good defensive team. Both teams have a lot of injured players. Teams have a couple of suspended players, but for the price we are getting, guys, I simply gonna take Wolverhampton on the money line. It's -148. I'm not sure we should expect goals in this one, but I definitely expect Wolverhampton to get another win and to get even more distance from that relegation zone in the EPL standings. In the last game of the day in the EPL, guys, Newcastle and Liverpool are clashing, and as we can see, Newcastle is actually a bit of a favorite against Liverpool, which I definitely understand, because Liverpool still has a lot of injured players. Even though they are getting some of them back, they did get Diogo Jota back in that game against Everton. However, Liverpool is also playing in the Champions League next week, and they're playing against Real Madrid at home. Now, I know that the EPL is important, and I'm pretty sure that they want to get a win here. However, they are facing one of the most consistent teams in the EPL this season, and that is Newcastle. I know that the trends in the head-to-head matches are on Newcastle's side, on Liverpool's side, sorry, but like I said, Newcastle is on a good run. They haven't lost any of their last 7 games, and they're still undefeated at home. Now, both defenses are a bit sloppy right now, and Newcastle has been conceding goals pretty consistently over the last 3 games, while Liverpool actually kept a clean sheet against Everton, but that mostly says something about Everton than Liverpool. And the fact that they're playing in the Champions League next week is definitely going to be messing with their head a little bit. So I think that Liverpool is still a very, very good team in that attacking end, and they can score goals against anyone. And I think they will score here against Newcastle too. But I just don't see them keeping a clean sheet here, guys. So I'm going with both teams to score at -136. And honestly, I think that these games go either side, which is why I decided to stay away from that and simply stick to goals in this one. That's it, everyone. These were your free picks from the EPL on Saturday. Thank you for joining me here. If you want my best bets, click the link in the description of this video, and that will get you up on my page, up on the Pickdawgz website. There you can see all the passes I have, and you can subscribe for that daily pass, 3-day pass, or even a 7-day pass if that's something you want. If you want more free picks, go to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel and see what we have up there. That's it, everyone. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon with more free winners.